Hey guys, guess who it is?
Here we go again.
Yes, it's me. It's me looking at the camera. Yes.
What?
Welcome back to Benny on the Beat. Yes, this is a thing. This is a thing we used to do. It seems like a little while ago. I was looking today at when we did the last one, episode 24. March 26th. Oh boy. My bad. In a nutshell, I was looking at doing these with a different format. I was going to order some new equipment. I was going to go out to my car. I was going to start doing these mobily in my patrol car. And I just never got around to getting the equipment. And then realized it had been months and months and months since I last did one. And we'd be better off just going back and doing them like we used to do. Like the old way. Just keep doing them because you guys were enjoying them. So since it's been forever, I thought we should go back and review the segments of these virtual ride-alongs. These Benny on the Beats. So we used to always take a look at questions from the last video. Give you guys a chance to post questions in the comments. We review them and not answer all of them because we can't get to all of them, but answer some of your questions. So most of these people are probably no longer on the channel, probably gave up and unsubscribed, but you know what? We're still gonna read some of the comments so we can keep with tradition. 5 months ago, I'm so sorry, Michelle. I laughed so hard when you told about hitting the barrel twice. Was it coming back for revenge? Hitting the barrel twice. Oh, that's right. One of the other segments of these videos is the update on the patrol car. And I think when I gave you guys one, that's right. I was telling you the story about how I hit a barrel on the freeway with my last police car. Twice. I hit it and it went directly ahead in front of me and then came back and hit me again. That's right. I forgot. Lucas, how often are you the first unit on a medical? It happens sometimes. The agency I work for now, it doesn't happen as often because they dispatch the medical units first. And they don't usually dispatch us. We only get sent if they get there and then the fire department needs us. The last agency that I worked with, we got dispatched at the same time as the fire guys and the medical guys. So obviously since we were out working and they were either taking a nap or making sushi or watching Game of Thrones or something, they'd have to stop doing that and get in the truck, get dressed, and then get out to the call. So we were always there first. And the second part of your question is if we do we take action until fire EMS arrives? And yes, when that happened in my last department, we got there first. You better believe it. First responders, we would start CPR, bleeding control if it was like a traumatic injury. Hopefully that answers your question. Josh, loving Benny on the Beat. Can't believe it's on episode 24 already. Quick question, how do call signs work when contacting your dispatcher and things? Also, do you use 10 codes or do you just tell your dispatcher what you're doing? Yeah, we use 10 codes. Every agency is a little bit different. Some people use just plain English, plain speak, and no 10 codes. Some places use just 10 codes and hardly any plain speak. Some people make up their own set of codes and use 10 codes and their own set of codes, like signals and 9 codes and stuff like that. As far as call signs go, yeah, we each have call signs and we actually don't call dispatch anything. Most of the departments I've worked for, dispatch has a name. It's usually the city you work for. So since I'm in Utah, let's say I worked for St. George Police, which I don't, but usually I'd call on the radio and say, St. George, Golf 21. Redbeard Anubis, what's up, Redbeard? Random question, do you guys run two-man cars at all, or is only certain areas of the city? I'm just curious. In the department I'm in a city environment. We do have a few two-man cars, but they're usually like specialty assignments like the gang unit and auto theft detectives, things like that, where they're usually running in a squad or a group or at least pairs. In patrol, just in general patrol, which is what I'm in, no, we're in single cars. So I got my own car, I don't have a partner. The exception to that is when you're FTOing a new officer, training a new officer, or you are the new officer. Obviously, you're in a two-man car, but other than that, no. BTB50, why do police officers keep their spotlight folded in and pointing at the windshield? You know, it's just kind of the most compact position for that thing. It's most aerodynamic since it's pointed on the back of them, I think, so air flows over the car better.
Because that's important for science.
I don't really care about the airflow as I'm driving, but I think it's just habit. It looks like it's where it should be when you're not using it. There's no rule on it though. You can leave that thing out all day long. The next segment on Benny and the Beat we used to do was a police car update. You guys are always very interested on what's going on with my cop car. I don't have an update for, wait a minute. Oh no, I do have an update. If you guys watched the police car tour video on the channel, which you probably saw that on there if you follow us, that's the latest update. I got a brand new police car. Brand new Ford Explorer Interceptor. It's an awesome car. And yes, it recently got some damage, of course, that was not my fault. Driving on the freeway, rock came flying over from the other side of the freeway and hit my hood, scratching and denting the hood of the car. So I took it in for repairs. They repaired the hood. I actually just got it back this week. I don't know what is with my luck and the freeway. Barrels, rocks, tires. But yeah, that's my car. It's doing fine. Let's see. Another segment we used to always do was, for whatever reason, we threw in a weather report.
And if you look on Tuesday, there's a slight chance of death.
Before we get into a recap of some of my recent calls, we want to wish a very happy birthday. Recently, it's already happened, but we want to wish a happy birthday to our good friend, Officer Daniels. I didn't actually remember that it was his birthday this week, but I noticed on social media, I think Facebook or Instagram, Mike the Cop made a note of it and made sure to wish Officer Daniels a happy birthday. And on behalf of all of the FuzzFam community, Daniels, thank you for being you, buddy.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Oh my.
Yes, Officer Daniels, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and yes, I actually did change my shirt. So I had...
No one cares.
On to the main part of Benny on the Beat, the whole point of why we started these, to share with you guys stories, experiences, and things that happen on the job, on patrol. So you get an insight into what my job is like, an insight into what a police officer does every day, and just some of the crazy stuff that can go on and how fun this job really can be. The first call we're talking about is a traffic stop, and I take a lot of crap from you guys about never making traffic stops and how lazy I am and stuff, and it's true. Well, it's not true that I'm lazy. Not all the time. No, I'm not lazy.
I'd recommend you stop talking now.
Listen, look, it's true I don't make a lot of traffic stops just because we're busy in the agency that I work in. I don't have time to do a lot of traffic stops. But this is a special case. This one I'm going to show you guys. And I actually have video of this one. This is video I took on my cell phone. And I need to say as a disclaimer, this was not something that happened on duty. This was actually after work, on my way home from work. I had a situation come up where I felt like I had to make a traffic stop. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen on occasion. And for protection for me and the person I was stopping, since I didn't have my body camera on anymore, I used my cell phone to record the traffic stop. Hi there. The reason I stopped you, for the life of me, I can't understand why you would tailgate a marked police car on the freeway when nobody else is around us. You're not even a car length away from the back of my car for like over a mile. I'm a little perplexed. Help me understand. Did you not realize you were doing anything wrong or dangerous? Let alone a marked police car? Okay. Are you getting off work?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been working?
Since 10:30 a.m.
Are you a little tired?
Yes.
You haven't had anything alcoholic to drink today, have you? Because you're just coming from work.
Yes.
Is this just a bad habit, or were you just not paying attention?
No, I might be tired from work.
Maybe tired?
Yeah.
Okay, that's part of my concern too, because
Yeah. So you can see now, so I've been working 12 hours and 52 minutes today.
long day.
Yeah.
Okay, I've worked about the same, so I can empathize.
Sorry.
Okay, let me check a few things. We'll get you out of here shortly. So at this point, another police officer had pulled up next to me to back me. Actually, they stopped right when I did. So it was another officer that was watching this girl tailgate me and was wondering what was going on. She told me later she actually thought it was someone that like knew me and they were messing with me, like a family member or a friend, because she just couldn't figure out why this person was so close to a cop car. So when I pulled her over, she stopped obviously to back me, and she said that she was watching the car and realized inside there was a light and realized it was her phone. It was the cell phone of the girl driving. She had her phone out and was doing something with it because she could see the light from the cell phone inside the car. So I ran her information, confirmed her license was valid, no warrants, registration, insurance, all that type of stuff was tickety-boo. Tickety-boo. Yes, tickety-boo. Phrase of the day. You're welcome. So once we knew everything was tickety-boo, I went back up to the car to have my final chat with her and get her on her way. All right. Listen, I think I may have an idea as to part of the problem. So you see another police officer over here to my right? She just happened to be next to us when we were driving, and she was observing the same thing. She thought you might have even been someone that I knew, and she was wondering why you were riding my tailgate so hard. She believes that she saw a light in the car that was a phone, okay? I think there's a good chance you were doing something on your phone, okay? Put the phone down when you're driving. That's just what she saw, and it looked like a phone, okay? Which would explain why you maybe didn't realize you were tailgating a cop. So, put the phone down. We want you to get home safely. We don't want you to get in an accident. Don't be on your phone when you're driving. I could easily give you a ticket for several things tonight. I'm not going to do that because I'm tired too and I want to go home. No, not lazy, just tired. Just want to go home. Please let this be a learning lesson and realize you're getting off with a big, big warning, and just don't do it again.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Drive safely.
Okay.
Careful merging back into traffic. I'll turn my lights down so that you can see clearly.
Okay.
Be careful the rest of the way, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye. And that was that. That's a traffic stop. I wouldn't say it's a typical traffic stop that I would normally make. I don't usually lecture people, like, at all on traffic stops. If they've done something wrong and I stop them, I just tell them why I stopped them. I don't play mind games asking them, do you know why I stopped you? I just tell them why I stopped them, and then I discuss the issue with them and either give them a citation or a warning. I just don't mess with people. I was a little bit bugged by this. I mean, just the circumstance. Marked police car, clearly a cop car. Doesn't even matter that it's a cop car. You shouldn't tailgate anybody, but especially a cop car, right? So in my mind, I was a little perturbed, I would say, and obviously that comes through as I'm talking to her. I'm interested in your guys' feedback. Let me know in the comments whether you think I was too hard on her, if I was a little bit mean, or if I was too nice, if I should have given her a ticket, if I should have been more mean, whatever. You guys are all gonna have different opinions. Feel free to leave them in the comments. All right, I've got time to do one more. I know that's only 2 calls for this video, so I apologize if you enjoyed this part of the video and you'd like more of these, but I've got to get this video edited and I've got to get to work. So this other call was actually a while ago. This wasn't a real recent one or anything, but I got called on a report of a hit and run traffic accident. A bunch of cars smashed up, nobody around. So I got down there, got out, saw the cars. It was pretty obvious when I drove by them. Again, nobody was in the cars, nobody around or anything. And usually when we get these, it's a standard hit and run. Somebody's hit the cars and they've driven off. So this one was interesting though, because I looked up the road and noticed another damaged car further up the road. Additionally, there was red paint transfer on the cars that had been hit. I noticed this car was red. So I walked up there, checked it out. Sure enough, the damage matches up exactly with the damage to the other cars that have been hit. So I start running registration information. When I called the registered owner of that car, what do you think we ended up finding? Like, what do you think ended up happening?
My car's been stolen.
Oh no! What terrible luck! Your car was stolen. And then the person that stole it decided to leave it there after causing the accident.
It's like totally legit.
No, I do not believe that. I do not believe that at all. I believe that the owner was drunk, left the scene so they wouldn't get in trouble, and decided to report it as stolen to cover it up. It's actually a very, very common thing that we see when people do this. When they get in accidents and their license is revoked for some reason or another, they've got no insurance, they have warrants, they have drugs, they're driving drunk, whatever the case may be, they'll ditch and they'll run from the scene. They'll flee the scene, and then they will call later and report the car as stolen. Brilliant, right? Well, actually, it may actually turn out to kind of be brilliant, because we don't have the resources to like thoroughly go after and investigate every hit and run traffic accident. We're just too busy in the agency that I work for. So it may, I hate to say, pay off for the person. I don't know what happened with this case. I called the hit and run detectives. I made them aware of it. I did everything I possibly could on this case myself. I tried to get a hold of the driver to see if I could interview her on the phone, because she was outside the city now, and she wouldn't answer the phone. I couldn't get a hold of her. It's frustrating for the victims, for the people whose cars hit. I mean, we all have insurance, right? You have insurance for a reason, so hopefully they got taken care of. It shouldn't bug me. I'm just there to investigate as best I can and do my job. But every now and then, there's calls like this where I think I know exactly what happened, and I may not be able to exactly prove it or make an arrest, and it just kind of bugs me a little bit. All right, guys, listen, that's only 2 calls we talked about, along with all the other stuff in the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope that we can get back on track with these. My plan is to do a regular Benny on the Beat like we used to. I'm going to try to upload these once a week. I'm going to shoot for Saturdays. That may fluctuate a little bit, and of course, we may miss one here and there. But we're going to try to be back for good. And those of you that really like these videos, hopefully that's good news for you. Please leave your comments, questions. Please remember to leave a like on the video. That tells YouTube that these are good, and it recommends it to other people so they can find them. Thank you for being subscribed. You guys are awesome. We'll see you on the next video.